Runtime incidents can generate a lot of noise for security teams. That's where ARMO runtime incidents classification comes in. It turns a noisy incident list into a prioritized view, with each incident classified by urgency and context. Each incident is then grouped into one of the following classifications: active threat, attempted attack, review required, and informational. Active threat indicates activity that strongly suggests an active or ongoing threat, requiring immediate investigation and response. Attempted attack indicates malicious activity was detected, but the attempt was blocked, failed, or did not result in compromise. Review required indicates suspicious, unusual, or environment-specific activity that needs human review. Informational indicates lower risk activity that is still useful for visibility, tracking, and audit. Classification cards make filtering simple. Selecting active threat narrows the dashboard to incidents that require immediate attention. In this example, ARMO classifies a Python reverse shell incident as active threat. In the incident story, ARMO explains why this classification was assigned: a reverse shell connection to an external IP, followed by post-exploitation signals such as service account token access and cloud identity activity. The attack timeline connects these events into a coordinated attack chain. This context helps you quickly understand why the incident should be prioritized for investigation. Once the incident is understood, you can move directly to the Response tab to review the available response options. This keeps investigation and response connected in the same workflow, helping teams act quickly when immediate action is required. Now let's look at an attempted attack. Attempted attack indicates malicious activity that was attempted, but appears to have been blocked, failed, or stopped before compromise. In this example, ARMO detected command injection payloads sent to the front-end container through HTTP requests. The reasoning explains that the payload tried to download and execute a shell script from an external server, but ARMO found no evidence of successful execution. Once you've reviewed the context, you can update the incident status and dismiss it if no further action is needed. That distinction helps you separate an attack attempt from an active compromise. Next, you can continue triage by focusing on incidents classified as review required. This classification is used when activity is suspicious, unusual, or environment-specific, and needs human validation. In this example, ARMO flags an EC2 user data modification in a staging environment. An IAM user created an EC2 instance with a custom user data script through Terraform. This could look like a persistence technique, so ARMO marks it as review required. In the incident story, the Terraform workflow and staging context help confirm it as known infrastructure activity. Once you have that additional context, you can choose the next step based on the investigation outcome. You can accept the risk, create a ticket, or update the classification. In this example, the activity is known operational behavior, so we update it to informational with the relevant reason. ARMO keeps the full update history, the original classification, the reason for the change, who changed it, and when. Incident classification can also be used in threat detection policies. In the Incident Classifications Trigger section, you can choose which classification triggers the policy. For example, active threat. This allows teams to combine detection rules, classification, and a tailored automatic response for high-priority incidents. For example, policies dedicated to active threat can trigger urgent workflows, while lower priority activity remains for later review. ARMO runtime incidents classification reduces noise, allowing teams to better prioritize and focus their response on what matters most.